A hidden chamber beneath Oak Island has been discovered, potentially the final piece in a centuries-old hunt for treasure. Over 200 years, explorers have searched for the treasure said to lie buried in its depths, causing ruined lives, fortunes, and obsessed minds across the globe. The chamber is real and only the beginning of something much bigger than anyone imagined. This discovery stands out not just for its existence, but also its intention for years. Teams of hopefuls have hammered into the island armed with drills, maps, and dreams. However, this time it wasn't luck, but cold, precise science ground-penetrating radar revealed a man-made tunnel hidden deep below the surface untouched by modern hands. Initial scans revealed sharp lines and angles symmetry, which doesn't happen by accident. The layout screamed intention, and for the first time in decades, the island is pointing a way forward. The tunnel has been on Rick and Marty Liga's mind for years, connecting every strange artifact they've ever found into one larger design. The builders of this tunnel were not hiding junk, but protecting something that had broken. This deliberate, skillfully, and chilling discovery has left everyone on edge. Oak Island's lore goes back to 1795, when a group of teenagers discovered a sunken depression in the ground and started digging. What they found was layers of timber platforms, strange tools, and coconut fiber. Ever since, people have been wondering if the chamber was hiding something or warning them away. Over the centuries, dozens of excavation attempts have come and gone, some finding scraps of treasure and evidence of engineering beyond the tools of the era. Now, more than 200 years later, the new tunnel discovery near the eastern side of the swamp might finally be answering back. Advanced radar imaging provided a blueprint and layout for the tunnel, and small access points drilled from above were carefully angled and braced to avoid collapse. The probe camera lowered in the footage confirmed the impossible solid walls, layered stone, and timber beams untouched by water. This discovery is not just about the tunnel, but what could be at the end of it. Oak Island, a hidden gem in Nova Scotia, has long been linked to the Knights Templar, a hidden order rumored to have fled persecution and carried unimaginable treasure. Experts believe that the tunnel could lead to a hidden chamber, possibly filled with artifacts that haven't seen daylight in centuries. The tunnel was not just built, but designed, with sonar scans showing curves, corners, potential trapdoors, or even decoys. This structure could be just as cunning as the flood tunnels that have sabotaged countless previous digs. As the team maps the newly discovered tunnel, strange patterns begin to emerge: parallel routes, right angles, and repeated measurements. These patterns are not natural, but architectural and look intentional, like something meant to hide or protect a route. This is when the whispers begin again about the Knights Templar. Historical evidence has tied their movements to the Atlantic. Old maps, coded manuscripts, and even French relics have pointed back to Nova Scotia. Skeptics laugh at this theory, but now they are faced with a precise multi-tunnel system built deep beneath the earth. The tunnel structure bears eerie resemblance to medieval defense systems, buried vaults, trap layouts, and multi-entry access designed for escape or concealment. On the island's surface, Gary Drayton's metal detector lights up like a war drum near the shoreline, near the eastern swamp. He finds coins of 17th century British origin, two of them worn buried deep beneath layers of rock and pyite. One of them bears the year 1771. This suggests human presence, not just any presence, someone with purpose who dropped them while concealing something or marked a trail they hoped someone would follow. Gary Drayton and his team store the finds not to hoard but to compare the deeper they go, finding buttons from old military uniforms, wheels believed to be casters, and equipment used in tunnel projects. This stacks up into one clear conclusion: someone was here before someone dug here before, and someone tried very hard to make sure we wouldn't know. The new sonar data makes the tunnel's entry point so electrifying, and a week after mapping the tunnel's entry point, the team discovers a pocket, a void, roughly 20 feet beyond the current excavation line. The scans are too clean and too symmetrical, but it seems like the chamber might be real, and the tunnel may be leading there.
Barbara's experience as an architectural artist enabled her to make this intriguing connection. Its proximity to the shore enhances its attractiveness. John Stemmer and the Quest of Oak Island Facebook page utilized the incredible Muon drone to capture photographs. When considering the likelihood that it is a kiln, exciting possibilities emerge. Barbara Kopach's intriguing observation connects the connections, suggesting that this structure may have been a pipe-making kiln. The possibility that it was used to produce pipes piqued people's interest. Given the rumors of a flood tunnel system and the existence of a hydraulic mechanism, pipes would have been required for elevating and lowering the vault. Historiographically, the location of a kiln is crucial. Typically, they were situated away from communities to avoid disturbing residents with pollution. Lot 5 meets this requirement perfectly. It is also essential to be close to water and fuel sources. Fortunately, Oak Island provides both abundant wood for fuel and simple access to water for dilution of clay. It must be stressed that this is all conjecture, but it is intriguing to consider the possibility that Oak Island structures are related to ancient furnaces. In the slideshow, you can view a variety of kiln structures, including European and Roman-era examples. Are you not in agreement that the similarities are quite striking? Next, we will consider the shape. The notion that it might be a kiln was predominantly prompted by its appearance. Note the manner in which it expands. This may imply that there is more to learn than we are currently aware of. The debris-covered ring is clearly visible in a photograph. Now, this detritus could serve as part of the foundation, similar to the stone wall on Lot 26. Alternately, filling in with detritus could be the result of a construction project on Oak Island. If they had been digging tunnels, they would have needed to dispose of a great quantity of waste, and this area would have been ideal. When examining another image of a Roman kiln, be mindful of how far back it extends. Please take note of the large number of small fragments arranged in long rows to form concentric rings, which resembles what we observe on Oak Island. If this is a kiln, it may resemble this type, and where they are currently excavating may be the primary chamber. Remember how, in one of the most recent episodes of Curse of Oak Island, they made a hollow sound by striking a boulder at the bottom of the hole. They may still be required to reach the firebox area. Those fragments with the hollow sound could be protecting the fireplace after all. Currently, we are still determining how the temporary superstructure was constructed. It could have been built with rocks or something entirely distinct. However, this is not the only event that occurred at Oak Island. Astonished that the entire world. There is still more. Both the stone wall on Lot 26 and the pine tar furnace on Lot 15 contained fragments of charcoal. That indicates the presence of fire. They also discovered a piece of pottery, which provides additional insight into what the object may be. The images depict numerous kiln structures discovered by the University of York throughout Europe. They date back to the Roman era, proving that this technology is not new. Immediately, focus on the kiln on Lot 5. Observing the proximity to the water is intriguing. Regardless, let's dissect this and have some fun. First, visualize the mysterious setting in which we find ourselves. This location may be optimal for a covert operation. What if we told you a kiln could be hidden there? A kiln indeed. Consider alternative applications for this kiln before imagining a group of potters creating exquisite pottery. Our minds are racing and we are thinking about pipelines. Pipes indeed. This excellent hypothesis proposes Oak Island may contain a system of flood tunnels. What is this then? This is supported by evidence such as the valve and the cavity beneath the trapdoor. In this case, things are becoming increasingly intriguing. Perhaps intelligent infrastructure is used to construct the underground tunnels. They may be developing a hydraulic system to control the flow of water. However implausible it may seem, let's experiment with it anyway. It is prudent to use pipelines instead of open tunnels. The island's rugged terrain was only marginally suitable for tunneling. If water were to flow through certain areas, they might erode or collapse. Why then not utilize pipes to maintain a constant flow without endangering a collapse? At this point, things become even more pleasurable. Let's investigate the origins of pottery, my companion. We are discussing a technique that has existed since Roman times: clay pipes. Before, these pipelines were formed around a wooden structure, but it was difficult to connect them seamlessly. They ingeniously employed the potter's wheel, which originated in ancient Samaria around 3500 BCE. Incredible, right? Nevertheless, there's more. We should talk about glazing. You know, the protective layer that prevents water from permeating clay and causing damage to ceramics. Roman glazing techniques were extraordinarily inventive. They utilized salt, lead, and tin, invented later, to create an impregnable, complex covering. At this point, things begin to become somewhat chaotic.
This is quite old. Could this be one of the ring balls? The Lega brothers and their team have uncovered the greatest secret of Oak Island, a small island near Nova Scotia that has captivated treasure hunters and history buffs for more than 200 years. They started their journey with a small amount of gold in the island's water, and, motivated by the prospect of discovering more clues, they continued to research the island's history and ground until they finally uncovered the secrets of the island's hidden treasure. The Lagena brothers and their team set out on a treasure hunt on Oak Island, a so-called flood tunnel booby trap system. Of course, we're going to investigate a mysterious island known for its pirate gold and hidden passageways. They found an old handmade ladder, a hidden underwater tunnel, and odd markings and carvings that appear to hint at long-forgotten secrets. The team faced eerie tales about the island, such as a curse that required someone to die before the treasure could be found. But they were adamant about continuing their search and learning the truth behind the mysteries and stories. The discovery of gold and wood from deep underground gave them concrete evidence that there might be treasure on the island, which led them to find more intriguing items like old coins and carved stones that gave them new clues about life on the island. Tell me the direction you wish to take. A major breakthrough occurred when they tested wood found deep underground, which revealed more traces of gold. This discovery gave the team a boost of confidence and helped them see that they were on the right track. Despite the difficulties, the team's determination and hope kept them going even when things seemed hopeless. The first discovery of gold traces in the water rekindled their hope and led them to search every inch of the island, from sandy beaches to the deepest underground areas. The lengthy and intricate process of Oak Island secrets included both historical exploration and scientific testing. Though the island had revealed many secrets, some remained hidden, so the Lega brothers and their team kind of were cautious about what they dumped in there, which challenged the team to keep going and dig deeper. They believed that there might be more treasure waiting to be found, so they dug deeper in search of clues and held on to the promise of discovering secrets that had been buried for hundreds of years. Oak Island Secrets was a painstaking procedure that combined historical research and scientific testing. They employed a variety of techniques, including geological studies and soil analysis, to find hints about the island's past and possible hidden treasures. The discovery of metal traces in the soil, which verified the presence of genuine treasures, was one of the most thrilling moments. A significant turning point for the crew was the discovery of gold mixed with wood fragments, which provided concrete evidence that their hypotheses regarding the island might be true. Despite obstacles like equipment malfunctions and physical risks, they had a solid basis to carry on their exploration thanks to scientific testing that helped dispel concerns and lend credibility to their claims. I'll descend and you can follow me there. Please let me know if you have any questions. Rick, good luck. The Lagena brothers' mission to solve the mystery of Oak Island was made possible by their collaboration with specialists from a variety of disciplines, including historians, archaeologists, and metal experts. They stayed focused and determined because they believed they were getting closer to a significant breakthrough, and their optimism grew stronger with each discovery, strengthening their resolve to overcome all obstacles and work together. They were able to approach the exploration from a variety of angles because to their cooperation, which deepened their grasp of the island's past. Historians were essential in unearthing historical documents and maps that offered hints that clarified the island's past. Archaeologists thoroughly examined artifacts and excavation sites to find proof of previous habitations on Oak Island. Metal specialists examined the metal artifacts they discovered using cutting-edge techniques, offering insights into the technologies employed by those who abandoned them. Good morning, Rick. How are you this morning? It's good to see you all. How deep is the team's collaboration? It resulted in new tactics and methods that enabled them to advance and find solutions to issues that had baffled treasure seekers for millennia. The finding of the flood tunnels at Smith's Cove supported several hypotheses and demonstrated the intricate engineering work done on Oak Island. Numerous stone carvings of letters, numerals, and symbols can be found on a mysterious island. Both historians and treasure seekers have expressed interest in these engravings, but it is still unclear what they exactly imply. Some scholars think these carvings might be signs that early settlers or explorers came to the island, while others think the earliest residents left them as riddles or messages. The difficulty presented by scholars is increased by the carving's resistance to straightforward